We pay more, we work more, and we get less at the end.
For more than 1 year, News 5 has been speaking with current and retired teachers worried about what's happening with their pension and those running it.
I don't trust STRS anymore.
The fund lost billions of dollars in 1 year, while those running it got millions of dollars in bonuses.
They aren't transparent.
Now, concerns over STRS, the retirement system for hundreds of thousands of Ohioans, have caught the attention of Ohio's governor and the top cop. The controversial pension system is raising red flags. An anonymous letter was sent to the governor alleging misconduct from an outside firm trying to take control of the billions of dollars inside the pension fund. Columbus Bureau reporter Morgan Trow attained access to dozens of documents. She breaks down the allegations.
Educators have had it hard the past few years.
I am burnt out.
But the hardest thing about Terry Caskey's job doesn't actually take place at work.
I'm about 5 to 6 years away from retirement. I'm worried.
The 30-year Parma Schools teacher and many of her colleagues say they're fed up with the State Teachers Retirement System of Ohio, or STRS. Since 2022, STRS has lost billions in investments. This comes after they restricted cost of living increases and raised the years that educators must work to get pension. This has led to a group of pensioners who have named themselves the Reformers to fight for change.
If teachers are struggling, then that should be a call to STRS to do something. They are not acting in the best interest of teachers.
And while there's fighting between teachers and the board, STRS consulting firm just cut ties with them. And law expert Eric Chafee explains this raises red flags.
The exit could signal, and Governor DeWine has suggested this, is there is some sort of misconduct, and it may be systematic misconduct that potentially is going on within STRS.
Attorney General Dave Yost has launched an investigation on the concerns of a hostile takeover by private interests. These came from anonymous documents sent to Governor Mike DeWine. Documents allege that several STRS board members have been doing the bidding of private investment group QED Systematic Solutions.
You ought to be concerned about engaging in that type of interaction with any type of business that you have a relationship with.
The firm was started by former Deputy Treasurer Seth Metcalf and Jonathan Tremmel, who documents claim asked board members for $65 billion, also that they could allegedly restore the annual cost of living adjustment and reduce how much pensioners have to pay into the system. When they couldn't impress the board members due to not having any clients or track record, they changed strategies. The document states that they would try to replace board members and staff with those who would support their proposal. After this year's election, it is possible that the reformers have a supermajority, meaning they could choose to invest with QED. For pensioners that just want their money, this whole situation is exhausting.
This stuff blows my mind, trying to figure out who's holding the football.
We reached out to QED but did not get a response. At the Ohio State House, I'm Morgan Trow reporting.
State Auditor Keith Faber did a special audit of STRS last year because of questions about transparency and the bonus structure. While he found no indication of fraud, Faber did find several issues he said should be addressed and called for a review of pension system policies.